Without trust, even the best strategies and practices fail. In classrooms and leadership, trust isn't just a nice to have, it's the cornerstone of success. Stay tuned as we talk about the importance of trust on today's episode. It's Walk the Talk Wednesday, where we dive into actionable leadership behaviors and teaching practices that align with core values and principles. Today, we are focusing on building trust, a key behavior that every effective leader and educator must cultivate. Supported by real world examples and research, we'll explore how trust can transform your school and classroom. It's interesting, though, as I say that, it seems so common sense, right? That trust can truly transform a place. But it's true. It's more than just a buzzword. It's a proven driver of engagement, collaboration, and success. Frick and Schneider conducted an extensive study on schools in Chicago and found that relational trust among teachers, leaders, and parents was the single most important factor in determining school improvement. In classrooms, students who trust their teachers are more likely to engage, take risks, and succeed academically. Research by Marzano shows that when trust is present, students feel safer and more supported, which ultimately leads to higher achievement. And as a leader, transparency is one of the most effective ways to build trust. Being open about decisions, challenges, and intentions helps foster a culture of honesty and accountability. A case study by Shannon Morin highlights how school leaders who regularly share data and explain decision-making processes earn greater trust from their staff. This transparency led to increased teacher buy-in during school reforms, which ultimately improved student outcomes. And how can you implement this? Start with regular open communication. Host data meetings, share school-wide progress, and explain the why behind every major decision. People want to know the why. They want to know where we're going, and that is essential. Be vulnerable, explain your why, and you're going to start to build that trust. Now, in the classroom, trust begins with relationships. And I can make the argument as a school leader that it doesn't just apply to classrooms, really. It applies to schools. It applies, if you were in the corporate world, it applies in your workplaces. It really is everything trust. And it begins with relationships. Students need to feel that their teachers genuinely care about their well-being and success. And leaders, your teachers and staff, they want to truly know that you care about their well-being and success as well. Now, in their research, Pianta, Hamre, and Allen emphasized the importance of teacher-student relationships in creating positive learning environments. They found that students who felt a strong connection to their teachers were more likely to engage in learning and less likely, of course, to exhibit behavioral issues. Now, here's a simple strategy to build trust. Start every week with a personal check-in. I've shared this before, the importance of it. Ask students about their weekend, acknowledge their interests, and show empathy for their challenges. These small moments, they're small moments, but there's so much potential within them to build rapport and trust over time. So we want to take a look at some real-world examples of trust in action. The transformative power of trust in Chicago schools, right? Schools with high levels of relational trust among staff, leaders, and families were far more likely to improve student outcomes. One principal described how taking time to listen and act on teacher concerns built a united culture, even during tough reforms. And Finnish schools emphasize collaboration and mutual respect. Leaders trust teachers to make instructional decisions, while teachers trust leaders to provide the support and resources they need. This trust-based culture has contributed to Finland's global success in education. I mean, talk about mind-blowing. Not really. It's just common sense again. Leaders trust teachers to make instructional decisions. Teachers are the experts. They are the experts, and we as leaders have to trust them. And teachers this is big too. Teachers trust leaders to provide the support and resources they need. This is the biggest thing. And I say this, and I truly believe this, is that as a leader, we work for the people that are under our care, right? That's our main duty, is to take care of them. And when I say take care of them, I don't mean like some sort of like parent-child. I mean, like, we serve them. And this is essential, right? especially to building trust and growing in relationships. And, according to Marzana, right, we took a look at relationship building in low income schools. Teachers in low income schools who invested in building strong trust based relationships saw improvements in both behavior and academic performance. One teacher shared how consistent one on one check ins transformed her relationship with a struggling student, leading to higher engagement and attendance. So, let's talk about some actionable steps to build trust, right? It's a long term commitment trust. You're not going to get it in a day or two, but there are three actionable steps you can start today. So be consistent, right? Follow through on promises, whether you're a teacher or a leader. Consistency builds credibility. Be sure to listen actively. Make time to genuinely hear concerns, whether from students, staff, or families, and act on feedback to show that their voices truly matter. And one of the biggest steps here is invest in relationships. Prioritize relationship building activities from team building exercises for staff to one on one check ins with students. And of course, I would also say one on one check ins with staff as a leader. That's essential. Make sure you're checking it with your people. So, trust really is the foundation of every successful school, classroom, and team. By being transparent, building relationships, and investing in trust, you're not just meeting a leadership or teaching standard. You are embodying the values that create lasting change. As always, everybody, thank you so much for joining me on Teach Lead Innovate. If you've implemented strategies to build trust in your classroom or your school, I'd love to hear your story. Please share with me on Instagram at the Cycling Superintendent, or please email me as always. Okay. So let's keep walking the talk and leading with purpose. I will see you guys again tomorrow for our Thriving Thursday. But until then, stay inspired, stay positive, and have the best day ever.